Hey everyone, I just arrived in downtown Spokane, Washington. First time here in 21 years. So behind me is the Spokane River, and then also is the Great Northern Tower, which is the last remnant of the railroad that was here in Spokane. And I'm going to be spending the next 72 hours exploring the city. So I'm here in Riverfront Park next to the garbage-eating goat. This goat is made of all recycled material. He was built for 1974 for the World's Fair. And all you do is you press a button, and then that starts the goat's vacuum digestive system. Hello everyone, I'm with Alana. She's from Wonder Spokane, and we're about halfway through the food tour, and I wanted to shoot this short clip. Alana, can you tell us where we're at?
We're at Cochinito Taqueria.
Okay, and this is what everybody in our group gets. So what is this, Alana?
It's a carne asada taco, a 20-hour sous vide tri-tip.
Okay, so they have a number of different tacos. All of them look great. So that's what we have. So this is my first day in Spokane in about 21 years. Can you tell us a little bit about what kind of tours you run?
We have food tours, wine tours, beer tours, food and drink tours, and then lots of seasonal stuff, hiking, paddleboarding, you name it, we do it.
Okay, great. And if you're in Spokane for like a day or two, what are some of the highlights of this city?
Oh my goodness, Riverfront Park for sure. There's a ton of historical context and it's absolutely beautiful. South Hill, Manitou Park. Probably Bowl and Pitcher if you're a hiker. Anything on the Spokane River. How much time do you have? I could go on and on.
And you have the Sky Tram. What do you call that?
That's a gondola.
Gondola, okay.
That goes over the falls.
So I am gonna have a bite of this carne asada taco, and we have a couple more stops on this tour. Thank you very much.
You bet.
So I'm at the historic Davenport Hotel in downtown Spokane. This is a statue here of Mr. Davenport reading the newspaper, the namesake of the hotel. And up above me there's some information about the hotel, which dates back to 1914, and it reopened back in 2002. So this is going to be my base for the next 48 hours in Spokane, and we could also take a little tour of the lobby. So if you enter through the parking area, the first thing you see is the front desk here. And then as you go through here, this is the grand lobby. And then we have the upper balcony here. Check out the ceiling. And then this is the little coffee shop that people go to in the morning. You really need at least a half hour to an hour to tour this place. Wonder Spokane, I believe they stop here on one of their tours. So the 14th floor of the historic Davenport Hotel is where the governor's and presidential suites are, and we're gonna go check out the presidential suite right now. So this is the bathroom of the presidential suite. And look, they have the soap dispenser built in. And let's see here, microwave, refrigerator, and cool, check this out, fireplace, television, and what's always important to me is the view. So that's Riverfront Park off in the distance. You can see the night lights, and check this out, you could sit in these seats here in front of the fireplace. And check out the bed with the 4 pillars. So I'm at Zona Blanca ceviche bar in downtown Spokane. I'm with Chad, who is the owner of this place, and we got some of the dishes here. This is probably the most, some of the most interesting ingredients I've seen in a while. Could you explain the black on top of the guacamole, Chad?
Absolutely. So we want to make sure that we're utilizing all of our ingredients all the way down to the things that we would typically throw away into the trash can. So we take our avocado skins and we dehydrate them, we mix them with salt and chilies, and then we burn them and grind them into an ash salt, and we season our chips and the top of the guacamole with it. And a little bit of local grasshoppers for good measure.
Okay, so you have local grasshoppers. Is it the whole grasshopper?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. And then also here, this is oyster shooters. Why is this referred to on the menu as Viagra, liquid Viagra? Why is this liquid Viagra?
Well, so obviously oysters are an aphrodisiac, right? There's a lot of umami in eggs, the ginger, the soy sauce, the wasabi, and the sesame oil in the ponzu. They're kind of like this wham bam thank you ma'am, so that's why we call it liquid Viagra.
Okay, and you have a really interesting story. You you're from Spokane, you were in the military, and you also had a restaurant in Tijuana.
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Spokane, Washington. I joined the Navy on 9/11. I was stationed in San Diego, California. My job in the Navy was to be a cook. At the time when I took the position, I wasn't really that excited about it, but it was the only job that I actually qualified for that had an MOS. Married really young into a Mexican family. Fell in love with the cuisine and the culture. Years later, I opened a restaurant called La Cocina in Tijuana, where I honed my skills and found mentorship from local Mexican chefs that introduced me to their culture and their flavors, and then I applied it to my food.
Great. I noticed on your menu, by the way, this is the menu. It's like a pretty cool design. I noticed like a lot of ingredients that you don't see at most restaurants, Mexican or any other type of restaurant. So you mentioned something about the ingredients before we went live. You said something about ingredients not being subtle at Zona Blanca.
Yeah, you know, we throw punches with flavor, right?
Punches with flavor.
If you're gonna come here, we're gonna hit you with high fives in the mouth. We want people to remember us. Sweet, salty, spicy, sour, umami. Those are all the things that we want you to remember when you come here. This is not a subtle restaurant by any means. If you don't like heat, make sure you ask to tone it down.
Okay, so one last thing. This is a little different than the ceviche that I've been eating for the past 20 years.
Absolutely.
How would you describe this? Is it a Mexican ceviche? Or?
So this is kind of, it's a mixture, right? So this is called our tuna peanut. Okay. So we've mixed raw yellowfin tuna and smoked yellowfin tuna belly together, and then we added a salsa de cacahuates, which is a peanut and chili salsa that I learned how to make in Ensenada. And we top it with pickled red onions and serrano chilies on top of a tostada with a little bit of mayo. So if you think about fat, fresh, smokiness, salty, spicy, it's like every flavor in your mouth. This isn't a traditional ceviche by any means. We could call this like a mariscos tostada, but it is it's very like true to their culture and the flavor, and it's absolutely exciting.
All right, well, thank you very much, Chad. I'm really excited to dig into this, including the crushed crickets and the liquid Viagra, as well as like ceviche, my third favorite dish in the world. So, all right, man, thank you very much, Chad.
Yeah, and thanks for coming all the way from New York to Spokane.
All right, I'm enjoying it so far. Thanks.
Wonderful.
So I'm at Cease and Desist, which is a cocktail bar in downtown Spokane. I'm here with Jamie, who's the Chief Marketing Officer for Visit Spokane. So this is it, C&D Book Club. And Jamie, you come here often. What am I drinking?
So it's a grapefruit gin Collins, but this is a mocktail. So this one, for my friend Brian, does not have any gin in it.
Okay, and what do you get here when you come?
So many things. I usually get the drink that's named after me. It's called a Manhattan, and so a Manhattan's a great drink, and nothing should vary too far, right, from the classic. So it's instead of sweet vermouth, it has China, and it has a floater of Grand Marnier on top. It's sweet. It makes it a little bit more complicated. It is a beautiful cocktail.
Okay, and how long has this place been here? Do you know?
So I believe their start came right when the pandemic started, 2019, 2020, right at the beginning of 2020. They opened, and we actually did a fam tour, and they allowed us in here before it was actually officially open. And we had a great time, and I knew that this was a spot that was going to be great.
And what do you have now?
This is called the Not My Fault, which is kind of the theme of the night for me. I hope it's not my fault tonight, but it's a lovely cocktail. Ben told me what was in it. Do we remember? I think has lemon, vodka, lemon, simple, and peach liqueur.
All right, well, let's say cheers.
Cheers.
Visit Spokane. So those are the Spokane Falls behind me. And then off to the left are the gondolas, which I'm going to be riding shortly. They go up above the downtown area, which is right behind me. I'm on one of the suspension bridges that goes over the Spokane River. Behind me is downtown. And then check out the view behind me. Right there, those are the upper falls. So I'm up inside of the gondola, And this goes up over the Spokane River. It's about a 15 or 20 minute ride. So we're along the Spokane River going under the Monroe Street Bridge. If you've seen the movie Vision Quest, that's where the main actor is running over the bridge. I believe he was a wrestler in the movie. Vision Quest was filmed here back in the 1980s. And I highly recommend, if you're doing this and the weather's reasonable, ask them to keep the top windows open. This way you can get shots from outside. So I'm here with Kate Hudson from Visit Spokane. We got Lime scooters here.
Ta-da!
And we're about to go for a ride along the river. Kate, can you tell us where we're going?
Yeah, we're going to go east along the Centennial Trail, and we're going to go tool around the Gonzaga University campus, home of the Bulldogs, one of the best basketball teams in the country. And then we'll head west to Kendall Yards and check out some pizza places and have a little bite and something to drink.
Okay, thank you. I'm standing at the corner of 2nd Avenue and Hemlock Street in the Browns Addition section of Spokane. This is the oldest neighborhood in Washington State. So check out what's behind me here. This is the Foster Ingham House on 2nd Avenue. This is a Queen Anne style house, and most of these were built in the late 1800s. As we cross the street here, you can see the historic Patsy Clark Mansion. And just all in all, this is a great neighborhood for a walking tour of Spokane. It's outside the city center. Here's a park right across the street. So at the Northwest Museum of Arts and Culture, you can create your own animation. Hannah is interning here, and she's going to give us a rundown on how this works.
All right, so here is your drawing pad. This is not a touchscreen. You're going to need to use your pen. And here's the pen tool, the eraser, and then up here you can choose all your colors. And here's how you change the size of your pen, and then undo.
Great. I think I know what I want to draw. So since cartoons are way above my skill level, I chose to do something a little more simple, and I drew the Slayer logo. My 48 hours in Spokane have come to an end. I'm back in Riverfront Park. You got to come here at night. Behind me is the clock tower and also the US Pavilion. Both light up at night. And then check this out behind me. There's also the carousel. So if you like this video, please hit the like button, and also please subscribe to the channel. And I look forward to bringing you more content from Washington State, Asia, Europe, and the rest of the world. Thank you.